Hi everyone, Melissa here. I know I haven't filmed any weekly updates in a few weeks. It's been pretty busy around here. I had my birthday a few weeks ago, and my 27th birthday, and that was a lot of fun. I went out to dinner with my husband at one of my favorite Greek restaurants here in Chicago, and I was able to eat like 1/3 of the meal and then I backed up the rest to go, which was nice actually, to be able to enjoy my favorite meal not once but 3 times. So that was really nice. And my company is actually going through a transition. We were just acquired by another company, so things have been crazy busy at work because of this, and the acquisition was finalized this past week, and we've been kind of celebrating it at work and all of these other fun things, so it's been pretty busy. And that's kind of a couple of the reasons why I haven't made weekly videos in the last couple of weeks, weeks 10 and 11 I think. Yeah, so, and this is not a weekly update video. I actually thought that I would come at you guys with something a little different, something, a video for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. I don't really talk about myself too much in my videos. I kind of just talk about what's going on in my VSG world, and I wanted to kind of film something so you guys could get to know me. So I decided to do kind of like a 20 questions get to know me thing. So I'm just gonna go through the questions and answer them and have a little fun here. So question number 1, I'm gonna be looking at my notes down here, so forgive me. Question number 1, what's a nickname only your family calls you? And that nickname is Missy. I hate being called Missy by anyone but my family. And only because I'm used to it when they call me Missy. It would be weird if my grandmother called me Melissa, or, you know, my mother calls me Missy a lot, and she does call me Melissa, and my brothers call me Melissa, even though growing up they called me Missy. I kind of requested that they stop calling me Missy, and they did, so that was nice. But you know, my grandfather, my aunts, uncles, they all kind of call me Missy, so you know, I let them get away with it. I do hate when I meet someone new though, and immediately they start calling me Missy, and I'm like, you don't know me that well. Like, no, don't do that. Don't be one of those people. Okay, so number 2, what is a weird habit of yours? I really had a hard time coming up with something for this. I don't know really. I'm sure my husband could name off 10 right away, if I asked him the question. If he could tell me what a weird habit of mine is, and he could probably list 10 right off the bat. So, but I really couldn't figure anything out. So I'm gonna skip to question number 3. Do you have any weird phobias? The one weird phobia I do have is my fear of deep water. And I actually can pinpoint the exact moment in which I got this fear. I actually have a picture too. Oh, I wish I had it on hand. It's of me. I'm in like this pink Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse swimsuit, and I'm standing in front of a lake or reservoir or something that my aunt had taken me to when I was about 6 or 7 years old. And my aunt was really into scuba diving, and I don't know if it was man-made or if it was just like a lake that had like all kinds of crazy stuff in it, like old automobiles and like just random crazy things that the scuba divers would go down and take a look at, and it was just kind of like a fun thing, and my aunt was really into it at the time, and so she took me along, and I saw some things under there that just like freaked me the heck out, like going deep under and seeing like a 1950s automobile under the water, and like in my little childhood brain it just freaked me out. Obviously now if I saw it, like I would totally, you know, it probably wouldn't faze me. But ever since then I've been terrified of deep water. Like I don't like that feeling of not knowing what's down there. So, and the last time I've been to the ocean was when I was a little kid, probably 8 or 9 years old. So I even have like, I have a hard time like getting into the deep end of a swimming pool sometimes. I mean, obviously I'll go in, but there's like that little tingly feeling of fear that happens when I try to do it. Okay, so question number 4. What is a song you secretly love to blast and belt out when you're alone? This changes all the freaking time. I love music, I love singing. But right now, I just looked at my Spotify, and the song that I play the most right now is Human by Cher Lloyd. And I love her, and I love her music. So that's, I mean, it's not like I'm ashamed of it or anything. It's pop music. I like singing pop music. I like singing other things too, as you'll shortly find out. But yeah, so that's that song. Question number 5. What are some of your biggest pet peeves? Okay, so one of my biggest pet peeves is people talking during movies, or children specifically talking during movies. My husband and I recently went to a rated R film, I should say. Actually, it was Godzilla. And I had like a 3-year-old behind me, sitting right behind me. And not only was he talking to his dad during the film, but he was also kicking my chair. Don't like that. I just have to question why you would bring your child to a film like that, especially one so young. I was terrified during that movie. I can only imagine the nightmares this child is going to be having because he watched this film. So that's a big pet peeve of mine. And it's not just limited to children. It's adults do it too, and it drives me crazy. People that cut in line, do not like that. I'm typically, I like to follow the rules. So when somebody breaks the rules to cut in line, it kind of ticks me off. What else? Tourists that don't know how to walk fast or have proper sidewalk etiquette. That's especially annoying here in Chicago. I'm sure it's worse in other places like New York and stuff, but it's pretty annoying. And then lastly, people who always have to make a competition out of everything. I've had a few friends growing up where it was everything that happened to me or her, it was always like a competition. Like, oh, you know, this sucky thing happened to me. Oh, well, don't worry, you know, or not don't worry, but, oh, well, I had this thing happen to me and it's way worse, and, you know, I don't know. I'm not really competitive in that way, so it's a pet peeve of mine. Question number 6. What is one of your nervous habits? I tend to pick at the skin around my nails when I'm nervous. It's not healthy, it's kind of gross, but it is a nervous habit of mine. Let's skip to question 7. What side of the bed do you sleep on? I always sleep on the right side. Always, always, always. Yeah, there's not much more to that. Question number 8. What's the drink you always order in a coffee shop? I love tea. I drink tea all the time, like 3 or 4 times a day. So, although I do like coffee too, but I don't drink it as much as I drink tea. But my favorite thing to order at like Starbucks is a chai tea latte. Love it. It's my favorite thing ever. You ever want to make me happy? Just buy me a chai tea latte. Okay, question number 8. Wait, that was number 8. Question number 9. What is the one beauty rule you live by? Okay, I'm gonna cheat and say 2. Always wash off your makeup or wash your face before bed. Always. I didn't get acne until I was an adult, and the one big thing that I always did in my early 20s was sleep in my makeup. Not a good idea. And then the other thing is moisturize. Moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. I always moisturize my skin. My face, my neck, my hands, my arms, everything. Keep your skin nice. Okay, question number, sorry, these are really hard to read. Small lettering. Question number 11. Do you have any weird body skills? I do. Okay, the first one is an eye trick that I actually learned from Mel Gibson when he was on Jay Leno in the 90s. Yeah, crazy. But I tried it myself. It was something he did on the show, and then I tried it myself and I could do it. So I'm going to demonstrate. Look at the camera. Ooh. I can cross one eye individually. Freaks my husband out. He hates it, so I don't do it very often. And then the other trick, I actually haven't done in a really long time, so we'll see if I can do it still. It's with my thumb. I can, okay, can you see that? I can bend it backwards. Okay, that's really gross, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Not gonna do it again. All right, next question. What's a phrase or exclamation that you overuse? I say ow a lot. And most of the time I'm not hurt. Anytime I bump into something or I trip or anything like that, my automatic reaction is to say ow, even when I am not hurt. Most of the time I'm not hurt. I used to have an ex-boyfriend that it would drive him nuts when I would do that, because he would be like, "Are you okay?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just tripped. Didn't hurt anything." He's like, "Why did you say ow then?" I don't know, it's just something I do. Okay, question number 12. If you could travel anywhere, where to? This changes all the time. I love to travel. I haven't done too much of it, but right now in this very moment, I would say I'd really like to visit Turkey. Istanbul, Turkey, that would be amazing. I'd also like to go to South America, which I never had an interest in South America until the last few years. Gosh, I just want to go everywhere. And that's probably not going to happen. Anyways, I digress. Question number 13. What's your favorite drink to order at the bar? That would be a dirty martini, extra dirty with extra olives. Yes, my favorite drink. I love olives, so a dirty martini is right up my alley. All right, number 14. If you could change your name, what would it be? Growing up, I really wanted to change my name. I didn't hate my name, but I definitely wanted to have a different name. I wanted Elizabeth, which I just thought was such an elegant name, and it was so pretty, and my grandmother had that name. A grandmother I never knew. She passed away before I was born. But I just really loved that name, and even my mother, she even said that I could change my name when I was a teenager. Like, she was like, if you really want to, you can go ahead and do it. Obviously I didn't. I kept my name. I like my name. That's all there is to that. Number 15. Name 3 random facts about yourself. Okay, so I had to come up with this before I started the video here. So 1, I am a classically trained vocalist. Studied for 12 or 13 years, and then I also studied opera privately for 2 years, from the ages of 16 to 18. I had a very mature voice, so my my opera teacher, she was actually a pretty famous opera singer herself. Didn't usually take anyone under the age of 18 to study under her, but because I had a mature enough voice, she decided to train me. However, you're probably wondering, well, why aren't you singing? Why aren't you studying it still? Or, you know, why aren't you famous? Well, that's because I have the worst stage fright. Just really, really terrible. So I didn't pursue it after that, sad to say. But I do still sing in my shower, so I like that. All right, fact number 2. I lived in Europe twice as an au pair. And for those of you that don't know what an au pair is, it's pretty much a live-in nanny. The first time I was an au pair in Frankfurt, Germany, for an orthopedic surgeon and a local politician, a very wealthy family. They had 2 little boys named Konstantin and Julius, and they were just so awesome. They were ages 5 and 7, and they were bilingual, spoke German and English, obviously. Puts you to shame when the kid has to translate for you. That's a little embarrassing, but that was a lot of fun. The second time I did it was in Geneva, Switzerland, and we actually lived in the French countryside right outside of Geneva proper. It's right over the border. So the parents were 2 particle physicists that were working at CERN in Geneva, so that was really cool. So I did that twice, and I loved it, and it was awesome. I got to live in Europe twice because of that. So, and the 2 little, and it was 2 little boys again. So it was Alec and Toby. The mother was she actually taught at the University of Chicago, and the father worked at a laboratory here in Chicago. But then they both got teaching jobs at the University of Zurich in Switzerland. So they live over there now, and I don't get to see them. It's really sad, you know. Anyways, oh wait, that was only 2 facts, wasn't it? Oh, third fact, I have a degree in political science and 2 minors in Islamic world studies and women's studies. I also studied Arabic and Hebrew while I was in college. I am not fluent, please don't ask me to, but I have a rudimentary knowledge of both languages, so that's kind of cool. Number 16, describe one significant memory from your childhood. So one of my favorite memories from my childhood was a trip to West Virginia with my aunt and my cousin, and it was so awesome. I did horseback riding, whitewater rafting, and it has always been a goal of mine to get healthy enough and fit enough to be able to do that again. So obviously being over 300 pounds, I'm not going to be able to ride a horse or anything like that. So I would really like to do that again someday. Question number 17, are you an introvert or an extrovert? I am definitely an introvert. I get exhausted around people, or I guess socializing, not around people. I draw energy from being alone, and then it takes a lot of energy to be social. So I'm definitely an introvert. Number 18, at what age did you become an adult? I still don't really think I'm an adult now, which is crazy. I'm 27 years old. I don't know. I could say when I got married. I could say when I finished college. I could say when I got my first apartment. But there are days when I really don't feel like an adult yet. And I'm not sure if that feeling will ever go away. I'm kind of just like figuring everything out as I go along. There are some days where I'm like, wow, I paid my bills and I have my own place and, you know, I'm married. Does that mean I'm an adult? I don't know. Crazy. Anyways, Number 19. What is one thing most people don't know about you? I'm going to get a little personal here and say and tell everyone that I have bipolar disorder. And I have been hospitalized for it in my early 20s. I'm very healthy and happy right now. And I'm not on any medication, and I'm doing really well. I do well without medication. The only time that my bipolar disorder becomes an issue is when my hormones are way out of whack, like when I'm on birth control, or actually that's really when I was a teenager and when I was on birth control in my early 20s. I am on birth control now, but the hormonal kind of birth control really set some things off in my brain, and it's not good. So yeah, that is one thing most people don't know about me. And then last but not least, question number 20. Describe your family dynamic during your childhood versus your family dynamic now. I certainly think my family dynamic, I'm going to talk about my immediate family, my parents and my brothers, because I don't have, I guess, my own family yet. I don't think that's what the question's about. Anyways, my family dynamic as a child, my mother also has a mental illness, so I feel like my childhood was quite lonely. My father worked third shift when I was growing up, actually for most of my life, and he still is. So he wasn't around too much when I was a child. I had two older brothers, and my mother was very ill. So I pretty much took care of myself, and there wasn't a lot of closeness. So yeah, that's a little depressing, isn't it? But the good thing is that my mother is doing quite well now, and my relationship with my father has gotten much better. And I mean, I think there's room for improvement, but from where I was in my childhood, where I didn't feel like I had a close relationship with my parents, to where I am now, where I think I have a really great relationship with my parents. I'm really happy, and I think my relationship with my brothers have always kind of been the same, so I don't know. We were semi-close then, and we're semi-close now, I guess. But yeah, I think it's good that it's gotten better, and I'm really happy, and I love my parents to death, and yeah. Wow, that took a really depressing turn towards the end there. So that was all the questions I had for this video, and this video is quite long, so if you stuck around, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I will be coming at you guys with a weekly update this week, so be on the lookout for that. I have some happy stuff to talk about in regards to my updates. So anyways, thank you for listening to me, thank you for watching my video, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.